Hi, my name is Ian and I'll be the coach for the day. Today I'll be teaching you some Muay Thai skills. So what is the skill that I'm going to teach you today is called the Teep. So what is the Teep? The Teep is a form of push kick which is utilized to take your opponents away by creating distance or by pressuring them or by utilizing them to set up your other combinations. So we can use different parts of our foot during the Teep itself. Normally, the ball of the foot or the core of the foot is utilized to keep your opponent away by pushing them. While the heel of the foot right here is utilized for damage most of the time, and that is because it is one of the hardest part of the foot. And they can be, depending on where you want the hit can be used for the head, the abdomen, and normally aimed at the solar plexus, or can be used utilized at the thighs as well. Okay, with that being said, after I explain what is the Teep and what its purpose is, so now I'll be demonstrating to you how to correctly perform the Teep. So firstly, you want to raise your knee up like this, and depending on whether you want to hit to the head, the abdomen, or the thigh level. For example, the thigh level, you don't have to raise so much, only just enough so that you can keep the thigh level. And for the abdomen, maybe you want to raise up to the stomach level or your solar plexus level, so that you're able to keep the abdomen of your opponent. And lastly, if you want to keep the head, you maybe want to raise your knee much higher, so you look like this, before keeping the head. Okay? For the head keep, it requires a lot more flexibility. So if you're keen on trying it, do try to gain the flexibility beforehand so that you don't sustain any injuries. With that being said, I'm going to continue on. After you raise up your knee, you first hip thrust. And imagine as if you're trying to throw a spear right through your opponent. So as you can see here, I'm swinging my arms down for momentum because I want to add power when I thrust my knee. I also, you can see here that I'm naturally a little bit leaning back as a way for my body to counterbalance my center of gravity or my weight. Okay? But you don't want to lean back too much because then the force of your hip is going to go that way rather than this way. Okay, so you want to try to make sure you're staying upright, like this. Okay, what you can also do is that you can also post your arm for defensive measure. Okay, so maybe in the case where you miss the Teep and you're unable to react so as fast as your opponent, your posting arm like this allow you to maybe sort of defend against any counter attacks that might come your way, because if you miss a Teep, it will put you in a vulnerable position. So lastly, you want to come back the same way that you come in. So what do I mean by that? So imagine as if you have a thing that's right below you, right? You can see here there's a pad as a sort of example. Okay? And we don't want to just drop our thing down and just kick the pad so that it knocks over or something like that. Okay? But instead it should be the way. As you can see here, the athlete Zach, right now he's not correctly doing the Teep, and the reason being is that firstly he's swinging both of his arms down, and that leaves him open to counter attacks by the opponent. Okay, next the Zach here, he's also crunching his body, and that inhibits his hip extenders to allows him to push during a Teep, to thrust during or utilizing a Teep. Thirdly, he's also sort of dropping his leg down rather than ring chambering, And this leads him also to counter attacks because it puts him in a vulnerable position, and we don't want that. Okay? What it may not be necessarily a mistake either, because sometimes we want to also drop our leg down to follow up with boxing or with elbows or trying to enter the clinch. So some of the combinations that you can do utilizing the Teep. Firstly, the Teep to roundhouse, which I'll demonstrate here. So firstly, you're going to throw a Teep and then you'll follow up with the roundhouse. Okay. The second combination is the Teep with switch kick. So firstly, you throw a Teep, then you follow up by switching your stance and then throwing the switch kick. So you look like this. Okay. Thirdly, this is for the rear Teep. Firstly, you want to throw the rear Teep. And after that, you want to throw the question mark kick. So you go like this and up. And lastly, you can utilize the Teep to feint or to get entry and utilize your boxing, your elbows, or your clinch. Okay, you look something like this. Teep, and then after you feint, go into your boxing, rope, do some knees right here. So for the first combination, you can see here I'm using the jab to lead take, and that's because I want to find my range. I want to make sure that I'm able to touch the opponent at a distance where I can attack. So that's when I know that I can throw the Teep. Second application, one of the most common combinations found in kickboxing and Muay Thai is a hook to low kick. And normally after throwing the low kick, you'll be at a position where the opponent is easily able to counter attack you. So you should be using the Teep to push off and create distance. For the last combination, it will be the feint Teep to jab cross. You can see that I'm throwing the Teep to make sure my opponent is respecting my Teep before I bait them by feinting the Teep and going into my jab cross.